Hey guys, how are you doing? Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you another YouTube video. The main story of this video is the Ripple versus SEC case is finally finished, guys. As you can see, XRP is absolutely sending it right now. We are up over 20% in the last 2.5 hours. The judgment came literally 2 hours ago. Fred Rispoli on a Spaces to break down exactly what's going on. You can find the whole Spaces over there. It's a 25-minute space. We just chat about what the decision means, what it means for XRP, what it means for the SEC. $125 million fine for Ripple, basically. Now I was saying it's time to see what XRP can do without anything holding it back. I talked about us being in this zone here. This is where my target zone was. We've broken out of it to the upside. Could this be the start of an impulsive wave 3 for XRP? I'm going to get into more of those details tomorrow in my YouTube video. But today, I just want to talk to you about exactly what's happened. The ruling came out. I was literally sitting on my bed about to watch a film, posting silly things like, look at this meme, one of my favorite memes, and the next second I looked at the XRP price. It was pumping like 4 or 5%. It retraced, and I was like, oh, have I missed some news, like kind of as a joke. And then literally the next second, James Filan posted the XRP community, SEC versus Ripple XRP. Breaking news, Judge Torres has issued her ruling, the SEC's motion for remedies. It's good and bad for Ripple, as you're going to hear Fred Rispoli explain in this Spaces clip that I've got here. The whole Spaces, as I said, is available on my... I'm going to pin it actually at the top of my page. I'm going to pin it right now as we're live. Pin to my page, so anyone can find that really easily. He said it was 80% good, essentially. He speaks about how there is still potentially an appeal that can come from the SEC, and that could come latest the 7th of October. But because the fine was so large for Ripple, he feels that it would be foolish for the SEC to try and appeal, because if they appealed and then Ripple won, they could essentially, logically, or hypothetically pay $0. Obviously, or it opens up for the $2 billion that the SEC asked for. He thinks that the judge probably made the fine quite high so the SEC don't go out there and appeal. And I'm going to let Fred explain the rest of it to you guys. As I said, price action is looking good. XRP dominance is looking exciting. XRP versus Bitcoin and Ethereum is looking extremely exciting. What did I say to you guys? We start to break out of these key resistance levels and we see big fat green candles. And what is going on? Big fat green candles. You can say, oh, because of the judge and the decision. And yes, it directly is. But I can't tell you when the narrative's coming. I can just tell you what the charts say. And I've been telling you that I think this is coming. And here we are. Obviously, we're premature to say anything else yet. The rest of the crypto space is falling right now. I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm going to leave that now for tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with Fred Rispoli here. Obviously, go and find James Filan if you want to find the whole article. I also retweeted that. I'm going to leave you with Fred Rispoli here to finish off this YouTube video. Have a listen to what he's got to say. And yeah, share, subscribe, and like if you enjoy. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments section, and I'll try and get back to them. I'm good friends with Fred, and he's part of my Legit Bros group that we've started of people who I find who are legit in the crypto space, so I can get some questions over to him if we need questions, answer him. Anyway, listen to him summarize the Ripple versus SEC case. By the way, it's finished. Cheers to all the XRP community. Appreciate you all. It's been a long fight, and let's see what happens next. Peace. If you could summarize this ruling, how would you summarize it? Is it net positive, negative, and just give us like a 20-second breakdown? And I'll probably clip that up if that's okay with you, obviously, and repost at least your summary here. So if you don't worry if you mess up, I'll cut it out or whatever. But I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. Is obviously not your professional legal opinion because you haven't had time to do everything properly, but just your thoughts for the end of for this ruling.
Yeah, no worries. I would define this as a very big win for Ripple. They didn't get everything they wanted, but considering where they were heading into this ruling, they got most of what they wanted. There is still regulatory ambiguity as to what Ripple is doing post-complaint. So since the filing of the lawsuit, Ripple has alleged that everything they're doing now would not be violative of the activity that was ruled as violating federal securities.
Mhm.
The SEC says it is, but the court explicitly said that's a matter for another day, and she wasn't going to get into that fight. And so that's going to fall on the SEC to decide how or if they want to attack that. The SEC obviously got a small fraction of what they asked for. They got 125 million instead of 2 billion, and it strengthened the case law that where there's no losses to investors, you can't get the disgorgement money that you want. And then there's the issue that the court also ruled that Ripple did not engage in real poor behavior post order, in the sense that they've tried to at least allege that they've done things to not be violative of federal securities laws. And then ultimately, we have an order that says Ripple can't violate federal securities laws, which really any company can't do. And so there's still questions as to what that means going forward. But as of now, the 125 million will not be difficult for Ripple to pay, and it'll be tough for the SEC to put that at risk if they appeal. And so Ripple's in the driver's seat.
So that's a great. So we're going to leave that there. Obviously, you can go and check the whole spaces if you want to. At the end, Fred talks about how the judge that Ripple are not allowed to break any securities laws. He said to me earlier on in the spaces that's pretty positive because it's quite broad and it means that it's not specifically stopping Ripple from doing anything. No country in the US can violate securities laws. So that's another bit of a cool thing there that Judge Torres has slipped into the case. Let's see what happens. October the 7th is the last day the SEC could potentially appeal this, 60 days. We also discussed how that would look bad on Kamala Harris and her presidential campaign as they're looking to reset their relationship with the crypto space. It would also give people like Donald Trump and his election campaign a lot of ammunition to attack Harris around the crypto regulations. And we also obviously know that Trump talked about the firing of Gary Gensler. So it's getting very political now. Fred expected that the SEC would 60% chance not appeal and 40% chance they would. He said he's not sure. He's basically saying that it's a risk for the SEC to appeal. And whether Ripple do or not, again, I don't know. Time will tell. I'm pretty sure that if the SEC don't appeal, Ripple just pay the fine. This is what Fred said at the end, actually. The SEC don't appeal, Ripple pay the fine, case done and dusted. So let's see what happens. Super exciting day. Peace up, A-Town down. Thank you for everyone who follows. Share it with a friend if you enjoyed. And yeah, go and check out the full spaces if you want more information. Peace.